think we're live. I will check it momentarily to make sure. And I'm going to have to reboot this thing to clear it, make sure I get a new video. Oh, today was an exasperating day. It started as a really, really bad day. For about 5 hours, the power was out in this region. They kept trying to fix it. It would fix, and then it would break, and it would fix, and then it stayed out for hours. And some of the people, like 2-3 blocks away in my community, had power while I didn't. We had to get in touch with the electric company. So it has been pretty difficult of a day. Couldn't cook, couldn't make coffee. Oh, well, let's make sure there's a broadcast. Looks like there's a broadcast. Sounds like a broadcast. Looks like there's a broadcast. Okay, it's working now. I'm going to put a quick post up in the chat and we'll get moving here. It's only going to take a few seconds. Okay. I think we got that right. Okay. Being a Bible-believing site, Old and New Testament, I'm going to do some praise. There is no God like Jehovah. 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 There is no Messiah like Yeshua. 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 Okay. So we had a reasonably rotten morning, and let me go through the news with you guys to start and show you what our boy Trump did to Israel. First, we got 1 or 2 prayer requests, which are important. Prayer request for NE, Normandy Echo, NE, Normandy Echo, NE. Pray for more work and to survive the bad economy in America. Okay, my Heavenly Father Jehovah, I come to you, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and pray for NE, that NE gets more work for the business and is able to get through the rough economy in America in these days. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you guys that are true believers can agree and will make it more powerful. The next one is a little bit of a tragic prayer request for RM Romeo Mike. RM Romeo Mike. RM. Pray for. Supposed to have a leg removed by surgery. So we want to pray that for healing, so that's not needed, and if it is, a good surgery without side effects. So, my Heavenly Father Jehovah, I come to you now to pray for RM, Romeo Mike, RM, and I pray for Romeo Mike to not need the leg removal because you will heal him, or I think it's a him. And if it does happen that this person RM has a good surgeon, good surgery without side effects or problems. And I pray this B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you guys can agree. The last prayer request is for, I just have first initials, T as in Tom and E as in Echo. Okay, a prayer, my Heavenly Father Jehovah, I pray for T and E, Tom, Echo, two people. I pray that they get healing for cancer. Apparently they both have cancer. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you true believers can agree with me in this, and we'll make it a stronger prayer request. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach. Let me remove these so I don't do them again. Okay. They recently, I think yesterday or the day before, killed 400,000 turkeys in response to an outbreak of bird flu. They identified the ducks as carriers, but these were turkeys. Might create. No, it could start if it spreads. There could be a shortage of Thanksgiving turkeys. And they're saying satellite images are showing that Iran has started to rebuild their important missile sites that were destroyed by Israel in the 12-day war. Now, there was a shooter, an active shooter, shooting up the U.S. immigration police facility in Dallas, Texas, and he shot the guy that's in charge of the whole thing. And there were several casualties, and the shooter himself got killed. I got some more on this. Hold on. I don't know if the director of this organization got killed or just wounded. I think just wounded. The shooter at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention facility in Dallas, when he was alive, he was called Joshua Jean, 29-year-old male. The bullets had messages associated with the left wing and had a pretty deep hatred towards the ICE organization, Immigration Customs Enforcement. Three detainees were shot. Two of them were killed. Well, there's a mass shooting practically every day. That's not the only one that was in America yesterday. There was at least one other. The people with the Gaza Freedom Flotilla out in the ocean working their way over to Israel said that the UAV or drone overcame some of their boats and dropped incendiary devices. Not on all the boats. And they did damage control and they seemed to be okay. Chugging along to Israel, and they're saying Israel did it. I seriously doubt Israel did this. I don't know if it ever happened. They could be lying. They did that before. And it wouldn't be something Israel would do. If they caused fires on the boat, the people would have drowned, and I don't think they would have done that. Makes no sense. I don't know what happened, if anything happened, but I'm rather sure this is nothing Israel would have done. One of the people reporting it is some Arab fellow affiliated with Hamas. They conveniently had no casualties, by the way. The U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security was injured in the shooting attack in Dallas, but I don't believe he's deceased. That probably got Trump mad. It got a lot of people in the government mad because they don't want to get targeted. A Houthi drone hit in a lot yesterday. There was some deaths and some people were seriously injured. 3 of the wounded Okay, I think I fixed the buffering. It's usually sabotage. I think we're okay. Let's see if we're back. Can somebody let me know if we're back in the live stream? Let me see. Okay, we're back. We're okay. Let's see if we're back. Okay. It's pretty disgusting working with this YouTube. One of the big sites I follow Not, well, the guy says he's a believer, but he's not. Uh, he's building up backup elsewhere, other than YouTube. And he gets harassed also, even though he's churchianity, he gets harassed. That's just, how it is. If they didn't harass you, you'd have to be so sick. You'd be a complete demonic lunatic, and then they would leave you alone. That's what their friends are. Okay, what did Trump do? Maybe that headline's bringing on heat, I don't know. Okay. We'll get into it. So Trump went to his Arab country buddies, the heads of the Arab states, at the UN. They were there talking about two-state solution and stuff like this. And Trump gave several of these Arab country leaders a peace proposal to give to Hamas. Okay? And none of us have the actual hard copy of this because it wasn't released, but we do have a consensus of what it said, okay? And I could go through it with you. It involves, surprisingly, the release of all hostages at onset. Now, this right away is probably going to get turned down because they lose their bargaining power. But Trump tries to offset that. Witkoff said that Trump urged the Arab leaders that were talking to him to send forces to Gaza and help fund the initiative, which would provide unrestricted humanitarian aid and exclude Hamas from managing the territory. In return, Al-Haddad reported, that's a newspaper, Trump pledged not to allow Prime Minister Netanyahu to annex the West Bank or establish settlements in Gaza. Now, somebody said that this wasn't true, but I don't believe him. I think he's just wishing that. It calls for an immediate ceasefire and hostage release, a phased truce to halt hostilities, starting with the release of all Israel hostages held by Hamas in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Now, if 20 prisoners are released, there'll be at least 2,000 Arabs that want released. Trump doesn't mention that sickness, of course. And a temporary halt to Israel operations, temporary halt. Israel withdrawal from Gaza gradually, pull out of the Israeli forces gradually, contingent on security guarantees and the deployment of an international peacekeeping force to prevent Hamas resurgence. More on the peacekeeping force coming. It's a sham. Okay. Arab-led peacekeepers. Arab-led peacekeepers. It's a joke right there. And stabilization force contributions of troops from participating Arab and Muslim countries. Indonesia has expressed readiness to send personnel to secure Gaza during the transition period. And conveniently, Indonesia at the meeting comes out against recognizing the Palestinian state or something like that. What a sham. It's a con job. Let me keep going. It's planned. Okay, we covered that. Post-Hamas government, replacement of Hamas rule and with a technocratic or reformed Palestinian authority-led administration, including any role for the group to converge daily operations and prevent power vacuums. That's all noise. Reconstruction and funding a multi-billion-dollar Arab and Muslim funded rebuilding. So Trump is having the Arab Muslim states rebuild Gaza, not him, not Israel. Slick, isn't he? For Gaza's infrastructure, with U.S. facilitation emphasizing economic development to foster long-term stability. Does that mean we're going to do the casino hotels and the Gazan people are going to work in the hotels? I can't tell. Maybe. Regional security guarantees, assurances against future attacks on Israel. So the Arab Muslims are going to guarantee us that we don't get future attacks from Hamas. This, on a 10 scale, 10 being the most absurd, is a 10. Okay? Including demilitarization of Gaza and intelligence sharing among Arab states, Israel, and the U.S. Israel's going to share intelligence with come on, that's so stupid. No West Bank annexation, explicit U.S. commitment to block Israel annexation of West Bank territories, aligning with Abraham Accords principles to maintain Arab support, path to broader peace, integration with two-state solution discussions, though without immediate no, we're still good. All right, I think the sound's back. I don't know. Maybe I hit that myself. Yeah, it appears that we do have sound. I think that was me doing it. All right, let's see if we find any updates on this real quick. Let me go in social media. Rubio is still saying there is no such thing as a Palestinian state, so I don't know what it means. You know what Canada did? The Canada businessmen went to Greenland and made business deals with them over there for minerals and oil and different things like that. So they undermined Trump. Trump probably doesn't care. A popular pizzeria in the German city of Firth has banned Jews from entering the store. See, it's getting bad, and it's not bad, it's good. We're getting to redemption. Let it get worse. When they reach the fullness of their iniquity, then it comes down on their heads. Italy and Spain say they will send ships to accompany the Gaza Freedom Flotilla to ensure it is not attacked or intercepted. Now, I don't know what that means. Are they going to tell the Israelis that these ships have to land in Gaza or will fire on Israel? I don't know. It's getting good. The worse it gets, the quicker our redemption comes. The head of Italy, Maloney, some woman, I don't know, transactional most likely, speaking against Israel. Standard rhetoric, you know. Israel's naval blockade of Hamas-ruled Gaza is legal under international law. Who knows? Whatever, if it's legal or not, it probably is, but it'll be deemed illegal by the UN, you know. Oh, there was a plane coming from Dubai with an Israeli that got sick on the plane. They did an emergency landing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and they allowed the Jewish guy to go to the hospital there. That's pretty interesting. So far, I got to go through a couple other places. I'm doing it quick to see if we're getting any more feedback on this Trump proposal. Okay, that's one source. Let me try another. Well, Monaco's in the news again. How about that? Monaco, huh? Let me check this. What's going on with Monaco? Oh, it's interesting. A Muslim goes into a restaurant in Monaco. He enters a restaurant and he begins to pray. And the manager of the restaurant tells him not to do it. And he says Muslims could pray anywhere in the world they want to pray. And he refused to leave. From Monaco being demon-free is having trouble now. How about that? And this will mean more Muslims will come to Monaco. Good for Monaco. It's a dirty place spiritually. It's a toilet spiritually. It's a cesspool spiritually. I feel it all building up with the nations now. If you think our spiritual warfare and binding and loosing didn't light a fire under the nations, think again. And the more they light up, the quicker to the pit they go. Various governments have warned their people that are on the flotilla boats that there'll be an imminent Israeli attack. I think that's propaganda. They could be saying that as a setup for the story about the incendiary bombs that we probably never did. We had a 15-minute rain shower this morning, a nice rain. About 15 minutes to cool things off for a while. It was nice. Usually we don't see that till around Thanksgiving. Very unusual. Trump is building up this Syrian Al-Qaeda guy with a new paint job, and the guy is still having his forces do genocide and burning Christian villages, and Trump's in Gaga land. Trump has got an investigation going against the escalator, the teleprompter, and the microphone going down. Probably sabotage. He'll get the source probably and fire them, get them fired. Oh, this Maloney is blaming Hamas for starting the war, but still criticizing Israel. And why does this idiot want to have a boat support the flotilla to go into a battle zone in Gaza? Put civilians in a battle zone. Israeli tanks are deep into Gaza and Gaza City, and it's scaring the people. And they're the IDF, which normally wouldn't lie, says that there's about 700,000 that have left. That's a good thing. So the numbers are dwindling down, which is good. By the way, where does Trump get off negotiating without Netanyahu with Hamas force? Now we get a clarification from the Italian defense minister. We have no intention of deploying warships in order to start a war with an ally, speaking of Israel. Our presence in the area is for the purpose of protecting the Italian citizens participating in the flotilla. We are concerned about their entry into Israel's territorial waters. Read between the lines. They're afraid that Hamas may take them hostage, and then they're going to have to deal with Italian hostages being held in Hamas in Gaza, and that will cause a lot of hatred in Israel towards Hamas, in Italy towards Hamas, which they don't really want. Somebody in Gaza Arab media is saying launched from inside Gaza, launched some type of a missile at an Apache helicopter, did not hit it. I'm not picking up anything about this. It could be everybody in the media wants to see a hard copy. Before they start commenting. And that would make sense. I probably would too. I didn't read the 21-point peace plan because nobody has a hard copy that I know about. But we got a synopsis of it that I discussed. So I went through my social media, which is pretty good. And I'm not getting any dialogue about this 21 point. I know, hold on a minute, another place to look. What I'm really interested in seeing is Netanyahu says, well, I have no interest in pursuing this 21 point peace deal that was done without me. I haven't heard a word from the Palestinians either. That's making me wonder how real this is. Rubio's running around saying no Palestinian state. You know, I don't know what's going on here. See, Trump's speech at the UN the other day, like within the last 2 days, was a green light for the annexing the West Bank. So what is going on here? Is this disinformation? Is this, I don't know. I can't get a handle on it yet. I'm checking the mainstream media in Israel. One of them is carrying the story, but that's not a lot. That's not good. Let me go into the media, into the internet in general, and yeah, it's all over YouTube. Jerusalem Post carried it. CNN. I mean, it happened. Politico said it. Yeah. It happened. No, it's real. It happened. It happened. Let me see what's going on here. No, it's there. I don't know what the Palestinians are going to say. We're not going to be able to determine that for until we get a statement from them. All right. Well, I wanted to get out of here with this broadcast. I don't want to skip a day, and I'm going to do some binding and praying, and you all true believers can agree with me, even though it's a video. My Heavenly Father, Jehovah B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, I pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I pray for better videos from me. I pray that me and my wife and all the true believers would be happy, healthy, and whole, and safe and secure, and their animals and pets would be safe and secure, happy, healthy, and whole. I pray for an adequate flow of finances to all of us, that we have excess. I pray that you would pour your shalom peace out on us, and your joy, and your calm, and your rest, and your patience, and the gifts of the Spirit, and that we would walk with you in peace and integrity. I pray you would show us what we need to change, if we need to change aspects of our behavior before it leads to a chastening, that you would illuminate us to what we need to change and help us to do so. I pray for your healing and recuperative power to flow through us, that we heal up and we have strength, stamina, and endurance. I pray we could discern the scriptures, and I pray you remove from us any works of the devil and the people that serve the unclean spirits. Whatever they did or are trying to do, remove it from us, and don't let it come back, and let us walk in peace and calm and joy in these last days. And I also pray that we can come together in the flesh, so we could have two or more gathered together with Yeshua there in our midst. And I pray that would be soon. And I pray for the gifts of the Spirit to operate through us, and signs and wonders. And I pray that we have a house or a place to bring people that are new to the gospel or want to learn more about the gospel, the real gospel, not the churchianity stuff, that you would provide this for us or enable us to get this. And I pray all this to you, my Heavenly Father, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you can agree. And I send my shalom, it's the best I could do, to all your true believers and your households, your families. And B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, I'm sorry for the upsetting delay today, but like I said, we had about a 5-hour power outage in the region. So that was that. Okay, guys, I'm out. Thank you.